A Channel 4 book containing the script is available, priced $6.99, and there's also a video priced at $14.99. Both are out now in the shops.
Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. It's not warm when she's away. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone, and she's always gone too long.
ER, Wednesdays at 9 on 4.
Next, the Channel 4 news summary, and then the story of a sinister UFO cover-up in the film drama Roswell.
The course of true love never runs smoothly, especially if your date kidnaps you. For a life less ordinary, film 4.
Does someone you know something you don't?
I'm losing my baby, losing my favorite game.
The Ford Fiesta, advanced enjoyment.
If you've never experienced the thrill of Mach 3, it's wake-up time. Introducing Mach 3, the first triple-blade shaving system from Gillette. 3 blades positioned to shave progressively closer. You take 1 stroke, it takes 3, so you don't have to shave over and over, which means less irritation. 3 blades, fewer strokes, less irritation. Mach 3 from Gillette.
Remember how Cheltenham and Gloucester mortgages are so streamlined? With no valuation fees, no mortgage indemnity premiums, and there's no need to buy your insurance from us. And because security is so important to you, we offer you the choice of a new range of fixed and capped rate mortgages. Call us now for all the details on 0800 333 900 or sail into any branch of Cheltenham and Gloucester, Lloyds Bank or TSB. Cheltenham and Gloucester, looking after your best interests.
2 sausages, eggs, chips and beans. Only my mum cooks better. I love her roast on a Sunday after football. It helps me recover from the night before. Every Friday and Saturday I have a night on the tiles, but I can handle it. People say you carry on like that and one day your tigger's going to pack in. What do they know? If I get a beer belly when I'm older, I'll do something about it then. After all, I've got no real responsibilities yet. Live life for the moment, that's what I say. We've got to, haven't you? You could get hit by a bus tomorrow.
We're doing all we can to prevent the UK's biggest killer. Are you?
Come on out of there, champ.
No.
Come on out of there now.
No.
Man, I ain't going out there to fight this guy, man.
Come on out of there.
Those pay-per-view people, they can just go find another sucker, because I ain't going out there.
Tommy, he's a changed man. He's had counseling.
I ain't going out there, man. That guy eat me alive. I ain't going.
6 weeks of training. What, are you kidding me? You got nothing to worry about.
What you mean I ain't got nothing to worry about?
Gonna be getting hungry.
Everybody's waiting. You're hesitating.
They can just find somebody else.
Grab a Snickers, because nothing handles your hunger better.
Come on out of there.
Hungry? Why wait?
Right Guard Double Protection doesn't just keep you dry, it keeps you feeling fresh from the shower all day.
The Great Fiesta April Sale. Be there first.
Egypt is seen as the ultimate source of the great mysteries of the ancient world, but new discoveries are proving that other civilizations also mummified their dead. What possible link could exist between the caves of the Canary Islands,
That is so reminiscent of ancient Egyptian practices,
the deserts of China,
It's a European type of person.
and the rainforests of southern Mexico?
These may be children that were offered
A three-part investigation, Mystery of the Mummies, begins with the cave mummies of the Canaries, next Monday at 8 on 4.
This is 4, and the film Roswell is in a few minutes after the Channel 4 news summary with Lindsay Taylor.
Good evening. Legal history is being made. A decade of waiting is over, as Libya finally hands over the 2 Lockerbie bombing suspects for trial. And the West takes in the first few Kosovan refugees as tens of thousands face another night without food or shelter. So they are formally in Scottish custody at last. The 2 Libyans wanted for the Lockerbie bombing are now ready to face trial under Scottish law in the Netherlands. They're accused of planting the bomb which blew up Pan Am Flight 103 in December 1988. The 2 suspects, 47-year-old Abdel Basset al-Magrahi and 43-year-old Al-Amin Khalifa Fahima, were shown by Libyan television leaving Tripoli. As they departed, they said they were going of their own free will and that they were confident that in time their claims of innocence would be proved. "See you back in Tripoli soon," one said. As the plane touched down at a military airbase near The Hague, the results of years of diplomatic wrangling, it was a defining moment for relatives of those who died in the Lockerbie tragedy.
Enormous relief that finally we will hear the evidence for the prosecution and the defence.
270 people died when Pan Am Flight 103 came down over Lockerbie, but Libya refused to release the 2 suspects to British or American courts, saying they would not get a fair trial. Now the compromise of a trial under Scottish law in the Netherlands looks a reality.
Some people have said that in the past that there never would be a trial into Lockerbie bombing. I must confess there have been moments in the past year when I wondered if they might be right. But we have now proved them wrong.
The hearings will take place at this former American airbase near Utrecht, specially declared Scottish territory. A trial could still be months away, but the handover spelt an immediate suspension of UN sanctions against Libya.
I'm also looking forward to the earliest possible resumption of Libya's normal relations with the rest of the international community.
Tonight, America said US sanctions against Colonel Gaddafi's regime would not be lifted until Tripoli resolved what it called additional concerns. Even so, today's handover is a diplomatic and legal landmark. NATO's operation to airlift Kosovan refugees out of Macedonia has begun. The first plane load landed in Turkey tonight. Here, Tony Blair has warned against sending out the wrong message to Yugoslavia's leaders. The Western allies are already struggling to restrict the numbers of refugees. Britain is still discussing how many thousands it will take. Germany will take 40,000 refugees. The US will accept 20,000. Turkey has promised to take 20,000. Norway, Greece and Canada will also be involved. Tristana Moore reports on the humanitarian operation now underway.
The Macedonian border with Kosovo. Thousands of refugees are stranded here, waiting to be let through. Some haven't eaten for days. Medical treatment is basic. On a visit to the area, the International Development Secretary Claire Short said the priority was to give the refugees immediate help.
But I think the key, everything's paralysed, people are panicking, all sorts of mess is going on. If we can speed up the movement of people and get them into some basic camps where they're basically fed, that's objective number 1.
As the minister watched, another body was brought out. Nearby, the first of the camps built by NATO is already filling up. British troops hand out food, though the aid agencies are blaming the Macedonian authorities for hampering the relief effort. NATO countries are preparing temporary homes for the refugees. Tony Blair stressed the policy must not play into Milosevic's hands.
We're getting the temporary accommodation they need in the places in which they've been dumped by Milosevic. But in the end, we will drive him back out of Kosovo. We will ensure that the Serb killing machine is destroyed. And we will get those people back into their homes because that is what they deserve.
Our goal is to take some of the burden off the struggling frontline nations. But let me be clear. The ethnic cleansing of Kosovo cannot stand as a permanent event. We cannot say, well, we just take all these folks and forget about their rights to go home.
It's a vision far removed from the reality of these people's lives, as many spend another night on the border without food or shelter. And a short while ago, the first airlift from Skopje. 90 Kosovo refugees, mainly women and children, prepared to start a new life in exile, hoping to return one day to their homes.
Leading British charities are setting up a joint appeal for donations to help the refugees. The Disaster Emergency Committee phone lines will be open around the clock from tonight. That's 0870 60 60 900. Air raid sirens sounded in Belgrade again tonight as NATO said it would step up attacks on Serbian police and armed forces in Kosovo, taking advantage of an improvement in the weather. Last night's raids struck at fuel facilities, air defences and ammunition stores. Buildings in Belgrade were set ablaze, including the headquarters of the Yugoslav Air Force. Here, 2 men have been remanded in custody, charged with plotting to kill young girls. Paul Elkington and Michael Williams, both in their 40s, will appear before Wolverhampton magistrates again next week. They've been accused of conspiracy to murder children aged between 2 and 7. It's been no bank holiday for hundreds of Halifax staff. They've been working all day to cope with the last-minute rush for the old-style tax-free savings accounts. The Halifax said it had received thousands of applications for PEPs and TESAs. From midnight, they'll be replaced by the new Individual Savings Account, or ISA. They offer a far less generous tax-free allowance. Traders in the city now expect shares to reach a record high later this week. A quick look at the weather. Tonight there'll be rain in Scotland and the northwest, although it'll stay fairly dry elsewhere. Tomorrow, patchy rain will spread across the country, turning heavy in the north and west. However, most places will see a few sunny spells. There's more cloud and rain to come for the north and west, but the southeast should stay drier and quite warm. We're back at 7 tomorrow. Until then, that's Channel 4 News. Good evening.
One of our own is in need of a heart transplant.
What a difference a day made.
What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do?
And the difference
Don't give up hope, Bobby.
is you.
NYPD Blue, Thursday at 10 on 4.
Paul Zennon, magician.
How did you do that?
Comedian.
You do that as well. I can tell from that piece of chicken.
And kebab burglar.
The goal can hear is the very bra 34D.
Paul Zennon turning tricks tonight at 10:40 on 4.
Now on 4, encounters don't come much closer than this. Kyle MacLachlan and Martin Sheen star in Roswell.